Good morning, everybody. So today is Thanksgiving morning and I love Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays. I love going to families and eating until my stomach just can't take it anymore, and there's amazing drinks and we just have a lot of fun. So I am gonna get ready, and because you guys enjoyed my last chit chat, get ready with me so much, I wanted to film another one. So today I actually was watching a makeup tutorial a couple of days ago here on YouTube from a YouTuber named Julia. I want to say her last name is Graf, but I'm not 100% sure. All her information is going to be linked down in the description because the look that I'm recreating today is heavily based off of her tutorial, and I like to give credit where credit is due. So just keep in mind as we're doing our makeup this morning that I did not just like come up with this look. Yes, I'm kind of putting my own spin on it, you know, like not using the same products and stuff, but I recreated the look yesterday as a test run, and I really enjoyed how it came out. So I wanted to show you guys how to recreate it. And yeah, so let's get started. I had already gone ahead and done the base of my face. I did moisturized, primer, foundation, concealer. All my contouring is done. My brows are done. So now we're moving on to our eyes. My hair is pinned up the exact same way that it was in my last Get Ready With Me. So I'm going to stop rambling and we're just going to get started. Sorry if the lighting is really dim today. My ring light is downstairs with my daughter and my husband, and I again don't want to go downstairs and disturb my daughter or upset her if I have to come back up and get ready. So we're working with natural light, but it's muggy out today, which I was not anticipating, so I do apologize for that. But I hope it is at least decent enough that you can kind of see what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and just get. So the first step in almost any of my tutorials that you'll ever see is when I take my NYX jumbo eye pencil in the color Milk, and I always use this as a primer. I actually want to like look into actual primers. I got the sample quite a while ago of this Shadow Insurance primer, which it's oh, okay. I was gonna say I think it's dried up, but there's actual product still in there. So you saw all I did was put the white jumbo pencil right on my lid, and then I just use my finger, blend it out. You know, if you don't have a white primer, you know, don't use it, but I like to use a white primer, especially when I'm using a lot of color, to make the color just kind of stand out. And primers are also really well to make your makeup last all day as well. And because today is a holiday, you know, not just a regular day, I'm gonna use a primer to make my makeup last all day. I know my lips look crazy because they're also concealed. They have foundation on them as well, but okay. I'm trying to think of like all the steps I did yesterday. I know that I have to go back in with my jumbo eye pencil, wherever I put that down. Oh, right here. I always take my jumbo eye pencil and I actually put it underneath my eyes as well. I just forgot to put the white down before I put the primer on. That's okay though, we're going right over the primer. I always just use the pencil. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means. I just like to lay down some color to brighten up my inner tear duct, and then I'm going to line my waterline as well. And just like so. So I'm going to try, I'm just going to use my finger to blend this out as well. But I'm going to try to get this video up as soon as possible, only because, you know, this is like my Thanksgiving Get Ready With Me. So depending on how late Thanksgiving goes tonight, I may try to work tonight, like once, you know, we're done with family, we're done going to houses, we're done eating. Once Thanksgiving is over, I'm going to try to edit this. So hopefully you'll have it up. You're watching this hopefully during the weekend. If not, I ran into a speed bump, or I just simply didn't find the time to be able to edit it as fast as I wanted to. So now that this white is put on, we're going to start with our shadows. So I'm first going to go into, I'm trying to think of what I did yesterday because it just turned out so nice. I know we're going to be using my Huda Beauty textured palette. I think for a lot of the eyeshadows, the only eyeshadow, I'm going to be using this palette entirely. The only eyeshadow that isn't in this palette is from my Vice 4 palette. But when we get to it, I'm sure that like you'll have something similar in your collection that you can use. I may actually even use this pigment. We may be doing a little bit of experimenting today too. On the look that I did yesterday. Maybe we'll do a little bit extra today. So I've been absolutely obsessing over this palette. I'll show you some of the colors that I've been using a ton. I've been using this color a lot, which you're about to see me use as my crease color. But this is called Sandalwood. It's just a really nice orange. I used henna as well, we'll be using in today's look. I've been loving Man Eater. I've been loving Bossy. These I've been touching the like textured eyeshadows I've been using a little bit. We'll be using those in today's look as well. So let me go ahead and get focused on my face, on my eyes. Rather, I'm actually gonna scooch a little bit closer because that's as close as my camera will get. You guys are on a tripod, but you can only move so close to me. Sorry. So I guess we'll start chit-chatting as we'll get ready. You know, of course, today is Thanksgiving, and I was so upset. Can I please just like talk to you about what happened to me last night as we do this? So the first thing that I'm gonna do really quick so I can start my story is I'm taking Sandalwood here on just a fluffy crease brush. Now this crease brush is from the brand e.l.f. so it's really, really inexpensive. If you don't have one and want to go pick it up, it's probably about $3 or so. And then I'm just gonna take the brush and start going for motion. Now I want to mention in Julia's video she used a piece of tape right here to tape off her eyeshadow so it's a little bit more clean. I don't tend to like to do that only because of the way that I do my eyeliner. It just doesn't look right. But you know, if that's your preference, go ahead. It doesn't like to focus on me, I swear to God. Maybe I can like, I'm gonna try something. Okay, I really want to learn, I really want to play with my camera a little bit more and learn a little bit more about like the manual focusing, because I notice a lot of times in my video will go like in and out of focus and it's really but please, you know, I hope you don't mind that, at least for this video. Like I said, I'll practice with it, but I'm like set up and ready to go to edit, and I film right now and I don't have that much time, so I hope you guys don't mind. But again, I'm just taking this and I'm just going to go in a windshield wiper motion right into my crease. And I'm going to kind of bring it up rather high because I want this color to be poking out underneath all the other color we're going to put on top. So just with a very light hand, I'm going back and forth into my crease. But anyways, yes, so quick story about last night. So Amber and I, and if you don't know who Amber is, she's dating my brother. We're really good friends, and I haven't been able to hang out with her recently over the past couple of months because both of us work so much. Like, both of us are workaholics, seriously. But I never really get to spend time with her. And she just recently, probably I think in September, she turned 21. And we still haven't really been able to celebrate her 21st birthday. Like, we just haven't been able to have a true girls' night. So last night, you know, here in the States, the day before Thanksgiving is like a really, really, really big bar hopping day. Like, everybody tends to go out. And I haven't been out in a long time. I spent so long getting ready. I did my hair, I did my makeup, I chose an outfit, I was all ready to go. And I had to stop at my second job really quick. And keep in mind, just recently I've been having a really crappy my days have not really been very good. I've been having a really, really hard week. And yesterday I had to go into my job to figure out my scheduling situation with my boss, and I actually ended up almost getting fired because my attendance hasn't been fantastic for numerous reasons. I actually had the flu. I had the flu probably about a week ago, and like 2 days of that I had to call out really quick, so I'm just not babbling your ears off, but I'm going in with a flat shader brush now that our crease is in, and I'm gonna go in with Bay, which is just like a base matte, very, very light color. It almost doesn't show up, but it shows up just enough. So I'm going to pack this on my flat shader brush, and then I'm going to go ahead and just pack it all over my lid really quick. But yeah, so I have been absent, and I was pulled into the office, and they were, you know, explaining that to me, that you've been absent and usually it leads to termination. And I said, you know, I really enjoy this job. I said, do I have an opportunity to prove that, you know, I can show up and stuff? Like, I have, as of recently, I had like, calling out absent or whatever, but it just really sucked. So, you know, leaving that, you know, I left there. Hang on one second. So next, once I have Bay packed all over my lids, I'm gonna go in with, I think I may go in, I'm going to take henna, and I'm going to pack it on not quite the outer half, but maybe the outer third of my lid. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm taking the same flat shader brush, just tapping off any excess, and then we'll start packing that here. So, you know, obviously I was really upset about it. I didn't want to hear that, you know, I almost lost my job. They pretty much said, like, if I'm absent again, like, even if I'm sick, I'm done. So I'm afraid I'm gonna sleep through my shift because it's an overnight shift, you know, and not show up accidentally. They're like, even if you're late, like, you're done. They're like, we like you here, but we need you here. So that was really upsetting to hear, obviously. So I was already in desperate need for a girls' night out, just to, like, have one night to just go out. I'm constantly working. If you're new to my channel, if this is like the first video you're seeing or the first couple of videos you're seeing, you may not know that I have a 2-year-old, which in itself is a job. I love my daughter to pieces. I would never give, but she's a lot of work and I don't get a lot of sleep. So, you know, by the way, now I have henna packed on the outer third. I brought it up slightly into my crease, but now I'm actually just gonna go back into Bay, and just kind of put it right where the two colors meet to blend them in a little bit into each other. So it's more like an ombre instead of just like one color stops and one color starts. This is kind of our base because we're going to go back over these colors with those shimmery colors. But if you wanted to go for a matte look, you can definitely stop here with the shadows. I can't see well out of my eye, so this is a little hard. Like I said, I was just really in the need for a girls' night. Like, I spent all this time getting ready. I had almost just gotten fired from my job. I really needed a date. I really needed a girls' night. Before I continue, next I'm going into this like cranberry plum shade. It's more plum than cranberry. But I'm going in with a little tiny dense dome brush. And I'm just gonna add this on the outer V and bring it into my crease a little bit, but only about a third of the way in. And I'm using a very light hand for this and applying the color. And then once I have the color applied, I'm simply gonna flip the brush over to a denser crease brush and just blend it out softly while I talk here. So I had gone already. I drove. The place that we were going to is about 20 minutes away. So TJ and I had gone to the mall today. We had to go pay my phone bill. So we went to the mall, got home, had to give Ella dinner. She actually had a really late dinner, but And then she pretty much went off to bed soon after dinner. So once, you know, I had her down, so like I'm running around because I had to be at my work at 10 to meet with my manager. So like I'm running around. It's probably like 9 o'clock at this point. I'm trying to get dressed. I haven't even chosen what I wanted to wear yet. So I'm running around trying to do all these things to get ready to go out. And you know, after I left my job with that news, I drove to the bar, and I got to the bar and I parked. I found parking, everything. Like I was literally ready to walk in. Realized that I didn't have my wallet on me with my ID or with money for a cover charge. So I texted my friend and I'm like, she was already inside. My brother was DJing. So she was already inside and I'm like, I'm here, but I don't have my stuff. I'm like, my wallet is missing. Like, it's just not here. So I called TJ and I'm like, is it in the house somewhere? Like, it's in my pocketbook. If my pocketbook's missing, I'm like, we just had it going to the mall. But I forgot that I brought it in. I actually got a couple things at Forever 21 yesterday, and I brought in my pocketbook into the house with my Forever 21 bag. So I texted my friend, but then she's like, now at this point, it's like 11 o'clock at night, 11:30. I texted my friend and I'm like, I'm here, but I have to go. Drive 20 minutes again back home, drive 20 minutes back here because I forgot my stuff. And she's like, oh, well, I'm getting tired now, and last call's in like a half hour. So it was just like a really devastating blow to me that like I went through all of this crap to go out, and like I didn't even get to go out and I didn't even get to have fun. So I was not happy. Let's just say that. So next, now that I have my eyeshadows on, it still is a little bit messy. I gotta do a little bit of blending. But we're gonna start with the textured eyeshadows. So I'm gonna first take this gold one called Trust Fund. I'm sorry, #blessed. The Trust Fund is another one we're using. But I'm actually gonna use my finger, because I feel like with these textured eyeshadows, using your finger off. And I'm not gonna start at the tear duct of my eye, but I'm gonna start in the middle where Bay was and start packing on this shadow. Let me see if I can bring you any closer, because this shadow is actually really, really, really gorgeous. Using my viewfinder for a moment to show you. But they're just really gorgeous, like metallic-y shadows. I just don't want to bring this color to my tear duct, because I feel like if I keep this part of my eye light, it really helps to open up my eyes. I don't like a lot of dark shadows on my lids, to be completely honest. It's just not my preference. Just every time I do my makeup with my lids really, really dark, I never end up liking how the look comes out. So I added a little bit of that gold. I'm going to go back in with that flat shader brush just to blend the edges, again, where colors are merging. And then to go over, yeah, we'll go in with Trust Fund. To go over that henna color, I'll be taking this like ritzy copper color called Trust Fund, and I'm going to pack it on right next to the #blessed one. This is just to add a little bit of shimmer to the look, because, you know, it is a special holiday and stuff, so I just want to make my makeup look a little bit nicer than maybe a, you know, sort of look. So I'm just pressing these shadows in with my finger, and they blend really nicely into one another as well. Going back in with Trust Fund. And again, just packing it on the outer third of my lid. I'm not like bringing it into my crease. I'm keeping my crease quite matte. I'm going to go back in with my big fluffy brush that we used in the beginning, and just with no extra product, just blend out my crease a little bit more. Make it all blend in. I'm going to go back in with a tiny bit of Bay again, just to highlight right underneath my brow bone. I don't really care for shimmery highlights underneath. I've just never been a big fan of that. Alright, next we're going to put the Huda palette aside for a moment and then go into our Vice 4 palette, because I actually wanted to put underneath my eyes. Again, this was heavily inspired off of Julia's tutorial. So this is what she did. This is where I got the idea from it, and I really, really, really liked it. So in my Vice 4 palette, I always go to this palette if I'm looking for greens. There's 4 of them that I really, really love, but I think I'm gonna go with this middle shade here called C Note. And after I've wiped off that little dome brush from that bossy color we used, I'm going to dip it right in there. Again, tap off the excess. And then not starting right at my lash line, but a little bit down, I'm going to start blending this green in. And I really liked how this came out yesterday, because I'm actually wearing a green color dress, like the same color as this, so the pop of green on my eyes really, really, really looks nice with the dress on. So, and I'm not bringing it all the way to my tear duct. I'm going to leave a little bit of space open for highlighting, and I know it looks crazy, but we will blend it out in a second. I just like to lay down some color before we do any blending. And always start with a little bit less than what you think you will. Just always make sure, you know, you tap it off and then go ahead and apply it. You can always go back, but it's harder to start with a lot and then realize that you have too much and try to take it off. That's when you can screw up your makeup. Going in again with my denser crease brush, I'm going to just blend out this green and kind of give me a smoky effect, and to get rid of any harsh edges. To be honest, I don't switch makeup brushes that much. I feel like if you have like 3 to 4 good eye makeup brushes, you don't need a ton. You really don't need, you know, 1,000 brushes to do one makeup look. Just wipe it off and use what you have. Makeup brushes is one of those things that I don't think I've ever spent money on, or a lot of money on, I should say. I've bought like a $20 makeup brush set from Amazon, and I still use it to this day. So trust me, you don't need to buy all these high-end makeup brushes. You can if you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, don't feel like you have to get a really nice makeup look. So one thing that I didn't do yesterday, which is totally optional, obviously. You don't have to do this step. I'm actually just doing it as an experiment, because I have this little single from MAC. I'm losing my voice, by the way. I have this little single from MAC, and unfortunately I don't have, usually they'll have on the bottom like the sample name of the color, but it's just an emerald pigment. I love this. I think it's gorgeous. I'm gonna take the same dense brush we used to apply the green to begin with, and I'm just going to go right on top of our green. And I feel like this is just going to intensify it just a little bit. Oh, I think it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oops, I may have put a little too much on that one. Same thing with the pigment though. Just go ahead and blend it out. If you don't want it as smoky, you can concentrate the green right underneath the lashes, the lash line, but I'm going for a little bit more of a smoky look today, so we'll blend that out nicely, and I'm blending it up a little bit too, so it does kind of blend into the color that I have going on over here. Just very lightly. Then we'll go back into my Huda palette and pick up a very small brush. Once again, and just pack this on my inner tear duct and bring it slightly underneath the lash line as well to match up with that green. Then I'll be taking another MAC pigment in the color Vanilla, and on that same brush, be packing this more so concentrated right on my tear duct, because this is a super highlighting color. Love it. So pretty. So what do you guys, well, what have you done for Thanksgiving? We actually have a pretty mellow Thanksgiving this year. We only have 2 houses to go to, which usually we have like 4 to 5, not even kidding. But we're gonna go to TJ's side of the family, one of his grandmothers, and then we're going to, that's at 1 o'clock, and then at 3 o'clock we'll be going to my mom's, where we'll usually have dinner and then dessert, and then we play some games. Is it snowing? Very quickly, I'm gonna go ahead and line my eyes. I ended up having to buy a third hard liquid liner in the past 2.5 weeks. My first one, I dropped it and it broke. Oh no, you know what? That wasn't my first one. My very first one was the one with the messed up brush. I bought this hard candy liquid liner, and when I took the brush out of the packaging, the brush was super frilly almost, like it just didn't create a straight line. Like it was just, some of the bristles were going different directions, so it was really hard to create a straight line with the brush. So then I bought a second one, and then the second one I dropped and snapped the brush right off of the product, so I couldn't close the product correctly, which led to it drying. Attempting to do this while talking. That's why this one's a little bit off, but yeah, the brush had snapped right off, and then my liner dried up because I couldn't close it correctly, and then this is my third one. Luckily, this liner isn't expensive. I think it's like maybe $6 or so, but still a pain in the butt when you haven't even used the product and you gotta buy it 3 times. And honestly, I was thinking about returning it, but at the same time, I'm like, how the heck am I gonna return it? Like, the product is busted, you know? Maybe I could have returned the first one with like the jacked up brush, but I always get nervous with returning makeup because I just feel like makeup's one of those things that you shouldn't. Okay, my camera's telling me to shut up. So my camera records in like clips. So after maybe 11 minutes is like one clip, and then it'll start recording on a second clip. But I think after the second clip, it stops recording completely, and then you have to start your recording over again, which is just what I had to do now. So if there was a weird cut, it was just because my camera stopped recording for a moment, which is a pain in the butt, but what are you gonna do? Alright, this liner over here is all jacked up. And I just fixed it. Alright, I'm going to let my top liner dry for just a moment. It actually dries quite quickly, but I still like to give it a minute. So I'm going to take my Makeup Essentials mascara. I'm going to bring my makeup mirror closer because this shit very quickly. I hate when I just finish my makeup and then I get to mascara and I screw something up. Oh, it's the worst. So I'm just going to start by putting a thin layer of mascara on my bottom lash. My God, my voice is wicked raspy. I'm definitely losing it. My husband and I have been sick for like 2 weeks. He's more sick right now than I am. He just has a really nasty cough. He took NyQuil last night, which knocked him out like a light. But I've been pretty okay. Just my nose keeps running. It's just one of those sicknesses that like just lasts for weeks and weeks and weeks, but you're not like sick. So that's what I'm dealing with now. But I feel like everybody got really sick this past month. Everybody seemed to get hit kind of hard on it. Alright, so now I'm going to give my bottom lashes just a minute to dry so I don't look up and then destroy my lashes. So I'm going to quickly move on to which I am thinking I'm going to be using Luminoso from Milani because it's a nice peach color, which I think will go really beautifully with the colors I applied. So I always start my blush from the back of my face and work it forward to give a nice natural flush. And I don't want a ton of color because I really want the concentration to, you know, be on the green on my face. But I will just bring a little bit of color back to my face since we did do heavy contouring. Alright, my mascara should be okay. I'm just going to do one layer on my top lashes just so they'll blend in really nicely with my falsies that we'll be applying. And this time I have my falsies, but I don't have my liquid lipstick. I'm actually not sure what I'm going to do for lipstick yet today. I do want to do a liquid one because I will be, you know, eating and drinking and talking, and I want to make sure that it lasts. But we'll see. Maybe I have something up here. I'm not quite sure yet. I am staring at a couple of my Nabby, my Nabby lipsticks that I had quite a while ago. So I don't know. I know I had like an orangey one, but I don't know if I want to wear that or not. That's what I need to find, is like a really nice pigmented matte orangey peach shade to wear for the winter and fall. That's something I don't own. So if you guys have any suggestions, high-end or drugstore, really doesn't matter to me. But if you have any suggestions for any liquid lipsticks in that shade, let me know. Anastasia carries liquid lipsticks, which is not carried in my Sephora, so I've never been able to like browse them. I've never gone online for them, but I think I saw a video of someone swatching her collection, and I think there was like an orangey one in there, so I kind of want to look, because there's a red from Anastasia that I want to get, I think called American Doll or American something like that. That's gorgeous and I want to get my hands on, so maybe I'll pick up an orange one same time that I may pick up the red one. So for lashes, I'm actually reusing ones that I had on yesterday, but I do have the little package of lashes. So I just picked mine up at Walmart, and they come in a black and a box, and then they have like 5 sets of lashes, and they're like these wispy baby doll almost lashes. It's trying to find my face over here. Wispy baby doll lashes. So like these 4 would be one set of lashes for me, because I stack them on top of each other. For lash glue, I've been using Duo lash glue, but this is the brush on adhesive lash glue, and I like the idea of it. I think it's a really nice tool for maybe people who aren't used to lashes and have a hard time maybe getting the glue on them. But personally, I'm just not a fan of the glue itself. You know, it will stick, but it gets really, really tacky really, really fast, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that I'm not used to. But the glue tends to not last all day. I notice when I wear this one, I may have to go back in and reapply glue, which conveniently is easy to do with this particular one. But you know, it is still a pain in the neck, so I will let those get tacky still for another minute, even though they get tacky quite fast. I still like to give them a little bit of time. So we're going to go into my Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop Highlighter, which I've been obsessed with, just like the rest of the world. I'm going to go in with a big fan brush, and then I'm going to create that like C around my eyes. Bring it around the temple, right on top of the cheekbones. I'm obsessed. The only thing that I've ever been worried about this product is using too much, because I've noticed some girls, like I've seen in person, like people wearing way too much highlighter, and just knowing what that looks like is like, oh, do I need to look like that? And just, but it's so pretty! Alright, that was terrifying. So I'm gonna very quickly go ahead and pop on my lashes. Which side is which? Okay, this is left. I just feel like lashes make such a difference. Like I don't ever do my makeup without them. I don't feel like it looks complete. I almost feel like it's like walking out the door without foundation. Like it just something is off. So I am going to place that, and then we'll give these a chance to completely dry. I went in to like push it down and it just totally popped off. I'm gonna start letting this dry, and I'm actually gonna try to do my hair with you guys today too. Maybe not all of it on camera because my hair is stupid. But I'm going to just go ahead and take it out of the scarf. So like I said, my hair was pinned up in curls and clearly it's falling. So I'm going to try to record as much as I can while I still have some space on this memory card. I'm just releasing my hair. I ended up using this curling iron from Conair. which is all the way over there, but I think it's about an inch to an inch and a half curling iron. I had taken off the clip on it years ago, like I remembered in high school, which was at least 5 years ago, so I don't remember the total, like the name of the, so I just ended up using it almost like a curling wand versus like a curling iron that you would use the clip for. So I am just taking out the curls. I've just pinned them up as I curled them. And I always like to start from the bottom and work my way to the top, so any curls. We're actually supposed to have like a paintball tournament this Thanksgiving morning. Like we did it last year and we wanted to make it an annual thing, but we didn't hear from anybody. So that didn't happen. And actually I think it might start to rain out, or at least snow. It was just flurrying a minute ago, but kind of looks like it's gonna rain. Okay, I think all of my curls are out. But I want to clean up my makeup really quick and then get a bigger mirror over here so I can see what I'm doing as I style it. Honestly though, this lighting is absolutely terrible. It's awful. It really is. I wish I brought my ring light up just so I could get ready a little bit more. But first, after I take out my hair, I still just kind of let it sit for a minute. I don't start immediately going in and hacking at it. I'm first going to actually tease my hair. So I always take and just comb a little bit up into my hands, section it off a little bit thinner, and then I pull it straight forward and then I back comb a little bit. I try to back comb as close to the roots as possible at first, and then I'll bring it up slightly, about a couple inches away from the roots. Then I'll spray it. I've been using the El Matte Satin from L'Oreal Hairspray, and I let it sit forward for a few minutes so it almost dries that way. So then I'm taking another section of hair right behind that first one. Again, teasing close to the root and bringing it up a couple inches. Dropping my comb. Then I'll move this aside for a moment. Go ahead and grab some more hair. And I tend to just go around the crown of my hair by doing this. I'll usually do 2 layers of teasing. Right where like my extensions start, I'm teasing my natural hair right now. You just spray it every time, just move it over. I even go ahead and spray on the side of my head a little bit, just tease it a little bit. Bit over, spray it. Pretty repetitive, huh? Alright, so I'm still just gonna let this sit here for just a minute. I'm gonna actually plug in my hair straightener. I use my hair straightener sometimes to more so style my bangs of my hair, because that's always the part that I struggle with the most, but I find it easiest to do it with a flat iron. So now I'm just gonna let for a minute. I'm gonna take the rest of my hair down. So I'm gonna take my It's a 10 leave-in miracle product and just lightly spray my hair. Then taking a wide tooth comb, I'm just going to very lightly brush out my hair, just so the curls aren't sticking together as much, and separating the curls a little bit will actually make your hair look even bigger, give it a little bit more volume, but just with a very light hair. Like I'm just not, just straight combing through. I'm just doing very light curls. Oh my gosh, this is the second battery I've gone through and this. Alright, hang on. Once my hair is combed through, which I forgot to do right here, I'm just going to spray it lightly with make it last all day. Then you're done. You're gonna leave your team. Okay, I tried to be funny, but that didn't work. Alright, I am going to very lightly comb back our back comb here to calm it down a little bit because it's taking over my head. But you can always go back and tease it a little bit more, make some parts of your hair bigger if you need to, or comb it down if it's a little bit too crazy. But I just smooth it out, just brush it back, but I'm not brushing the comb out. I'm just pretty much brushing the top layer of my hair. So that is pretty much the entire tutorial. I am going to go in with my flat iron and maybe a little bit, just maybe kind of flip it back and play around with it until I'm happy, and then once that is done, I'll come back and show you what I'm wearing. Alright guys, so I think I'm pretty happy with it. I feel like I may have to play with my bang a little bit more. I always have the hardest times with my bangs. That is, I hate styling the front of my hair. It is the worst, but this is how my hair came out with it. For a dress, I am wearing this navy, hello, listen to me, this emerald green tank top dress. It does come all the way down, but I am wearing some joggers at the moment. But then I'm going to throw on this blazer here. Has a ton of lace detail right down the sleeves, on the back of it as well. And it has some gold hardware. So for earrings, I'll be wearing these gold ones that I believe I got from Charlotte Russe, if I'm not mistaken. I know these were shown in a date night get ready with me not terribly long ago, so, but I figured I would just wear those, and of course I still need some lipstick and stuff on. This not, girl, it's just not having me today. That's cool. But anyways, throw on the earring, and then I think for shoes, I'm just going to be wearing some plain nude pumps. So that is pretty much it for my get ready with me for Thanksgiving. You know, you guys will be seeing this after Thanksgiving, but I hope that whatever you did, you had a fantastic time and ate until you couldn't move, which I know I'm gonna do. But if you guys did enjoy, the Note lipstick is really throwing me off right now. But if you guys did enjoy, please go ahead and leave a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss any new videos, please go ahead and subscribe as well. I would really, really appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys in my next video.